Hi, I'm Casey from Century 21 Novocastrian. Just thought after the release yesterday of the 6-month moratorium on residential tenancies and the $440 billion rental stimulus package, I thought I'd break that down to you and what that means to you, how that's going to affect you, your tenant, and what we need to do moving forward to protect you, your investment, and also the tenant and the vacancy of the property. So yesterday the state government announced a reduction, rebate or deferral of land tax. Now that's great, but will it affect you and do you pay land tax? I believe no landlord that we manage property for here in Newcastle will be able to benefit from this. So it's about 14 to 16% of all landlords in New South Wales that actually pay land tax. So what is land tax and how is it calculated? Basically, land tax is paid at 1.6% over the threshold. So what's the threshold? It's $734,000 of the value of the land. So that's really not going to help any of our landlords because I don't believe you would be paying land tax. So the next announcement was about the tenants and their income. So basically the household income of a tenant has to have reduced by 25% net in the bank account. So how is this calculated? So the tenants do need to access what stimulus packages are available. So whether that's a JobKeeper payment, a job seeker payment, and then any auxiliary payments that can come with that. So rent assistance package, rent assistance. If you are getting the job seeker, there'll be parental payments as well. So that all comes into play to see what the net 25% loss is of the income of the household. So taking into account that the tenant has lost that 25% net, we have to then have open discussions in good faith with the tenant about a rental payment plan, a deferral of some rent, and then come into play with these discussions. So we have to really work with both tenant and landlord. So good faith, it must be meaningful conversations between the landlord and tenant. How can we work together to support the tenant to stay in the property? Landlords must actively, in good faith, communicate with the tenant to come up with an agreement. And then in the next 60 days, we cannot issue termination notice or evict a tenant for non-payment of rent. So what can we do? So we can defer a payment, we can enter in an agreement for a payment plan. So say a tenant's paying $500 a week, but they can afford $400. So we might put into an agreement that the tenant pays the $400 a week for the next 12 weeks. Then that $1,200 difference will be put into a deferred payment plan. So at the end of that 12 weeks or 3-month period, the tenant will then pay that $1,200 a week. That may be repaid at $50 a week, may be repaid at $100 a week, but we'll work together with the tenant to get that deferment repaid. What are the top 2 takeaways? So basically it's the 25% net loss of income for the tenants, and we need to negotiate in good faith. If we don't negotiate in good faith, the tenant can apply to NCAT to have a support member and to have the negotiations heard. So it really is open communication, in good faith, working for the outcome of the landlord and the tenant to get the best possible outcome during this pandemic. So I'm Casey Healy. We're here to support, to educate and to help anyone. Please don't hesitate to give us a call, 49287400, or shoot me through an email. Thank you.